Scrolling the tank, rolling with the gang. You sitting out on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin. Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though? Welcome to World Heavyweights Live over sports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by guys with more racks as the Detroit Red Wings close out overtime against the Ottawa Senators.
There's still 3 minutes left.
Over in Sweden, yeah.
Got the girls in
Before the show officially started, Spinny thought the Wings won the game. He's like, oh! And I got semi-excited, and then we realized it's a replay. Then some old man shit right now.
Old man moment.
We're not going to get him back until the OT's over. By the way, if I'm speaking for everybody here, which I'm not, I'm speaking for people that, me, JB, Chris, you've been turned on to hockey fairly recently, right?
Yeah.
You still got that bug or what?
For sure.
Let's do that.
If they did more like midday games like this, I feel like I would watch more. Just because at night I feel like there's too much competition as like an NBA guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather just tune into like my Pistons where I know the players, and it's partly my fault for not paying as much attention to the Detroit Red Wings. They definitely are a lot more interesting now than they were beforehand.
Good save, Lion.
We have a live play-by-play with my guy Spinny too. Make sure you gotta get that right. But anyway, welcome to World Heavyweights. Hit that like button, 5-star review on all podcast platforms.
Damn. Norris dangled the shit out of Copp and had a good shot on goal, but Lion made a good save.
No one cares, Spinny. We need you here for the live show.
Okay.
Just announce when they score. All right?
All right.
God damn. I don't think I sent this in Slack, but if you guys do follow me on Twitter, that's at @SpeakeasySports_. Last night, I was going at it with the Gobblers. And I'll be nice enough to call you guys, no, actually, you're still Gobblers. But I was just going at it back and forth. Just because I don't know. Oh, somebody shot me one of those, Jared Goff made Ben Johnson tweets, and those ones just set me off. Because if you watch this show enough, you guys know how I feel about Ben Johnson. I'm here defending the Glenn. That's the guy struggling the most. I'm definitely head over heels for Ben Johnson. And so I got shot with those tweets. Jared Goff made Ben Johnson, and it made me break down the statistics of Jared Goff's stats before Ben Johnson in 2021, and then Jared Goff's stats after Ben Johnson in 2021. And to make the story short, I believe it was like 8 touchdowns and 6 interceptions before Ben Johnson. And then it was 11 touchdowns to 2 interceptions with Ben Johnson, 0-8 without him, and then 3-1-2 with him.
Yeah.
Just to break down the difference in there. But at that point, though, someone hit me a message and a DM, and they're like, and they're kind of just pleading with me to stop because I was abusing them. You know what I'm saying? That's KO. TKO round 1. If I'm being honest, those numbers, right?
They tapped?
Can't deny numbers. Well, he said, like, listen, man, like, we're in the middle of a 7-2 run to the playoffs. Like, we're for sure going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Possibly the Super Bowl. Like, why do we have to talk about this right now? This is a March-ass conversation. And I was like, that guy's actually right. And we are 7-2. I should be grateful and thankful to Jared Goff for helping lead this team to that record. I'm not even being sarcastic in saying that. Like, he is a big part. I know I do that jokingly because you guys say some wild shit sometimes, but he is a big part of what's going on right now, and I can't negate that. And like, I am a Detroit Lions fan at the end of the day. If this guy's helping, this is the best version of the Detroit Lions team I've ever seen in my lifetime. I'm too young to live through Barry, so I am going to be proud of that. And I am proud of him as a human being in the first place for just bouncing back from what he was in that 2021 season and what had happened to him in the first place and getting traded from LA.
But to shoot you some bail, like, you have said this several times. Not every time.
You're 100%
but you
right.
said several times, hey, I hope I'm wrong, because if I'm wrong and the Lions win the Super Bowl, I'll be just as happy as everybody else.
Absolutely.
So, you have your belief, you have your theory, but you've also said that, hey, as a Detroit Lions fan above a Jared Goff fan, which is where a lot of this comes into play for you, is you're looking at from organization, not from a fan perspective of Jared Goff, but a fan perspective of the team. So to shoot through your bail, like, you have said that and you've been consistent on that. So
no, I appreciate that. For some reason, I think Twitter, because sometimes I am a little bit sarcastic, and I'm definitely arrogant. And as I'm speaking, Detroit Red Wings have lost the game. That's why Spinning is
that was
lifeless.
the most horseshit ass fucking puck luck ass goal I've ever seen in my entire life.
I mean, that's the game.
It's definitely overtime, but look at this.
Either way,
bro.
Over, done. Spinning wants to move up the defenseman, the Swedes, if you will. I thought they should have done it in the first place since they're playing in Sweden. What the fuck? That was a... He looked down and did that. He wasn't even looking. But he thought I was going under? What was that?
He didn't know where the puck was.
Bro, it wasn't even like he was looking at the puck, though.
He didn't know where it was.
Looked like he was
That's
ducking to
tough.
protect himself. Either way, Jared Goff fans, I apologize, and I am thankful to have a competent quarterback that can run Ben Johnson's complicated and very successful scheme. And I'll leave it at that. We'll keep all the negative stuff. I'll only bring up the negatives when they actually apply themselves and they're losing games because of him making like a mistake. That's when I'll speak it. Fair enough.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's fair. It's very big of you, Eazy.
Thank you, man. And that tweet was so crazy that Snoop Dogg himself saw it, and he was like, "How fucking high am I?"
It's too high, yeah.
That I'm seeing Eazy give Jared Goff props. He quit smoking weed.
That's wild.
Snoop Dogg said, after much consideration and conversation with my family, I've decided to give up smoke. Please respect my privacy at this time.
How wild is that?
It was just as wild as Jared Goff tweet. I'm telling you, he's like, how high am I that Eazy's fucking giving Goff props right now?
That's fair.
I'm talking about the Lions winning the Super Bowl. He was like, I need to put this shit out. I'm done smoking. What the fuck's happening right now? No, that is crazy. And at first I was gonna say like, because I hate like I remember when Jay's like a GOAT, by the way. He's
Yeah.
Jay-Z I'm talking about. When he retired from rap, I was like, we didn't really need your announcement of retirement from rap, and you're also just not gonna be retired. Like you'd always just hop on a song as a feature, then you're like unretired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe from albums, whatever. But I was like, why do you need to announce that you're quitting weed? But it's like, that's fucking Snoop Dogg.
That's Snoop Dogg.
That is an announcement worthy.
Yes.
It's not like I'm chilling with him every day. I know if he's smoking or not, but like he is a pillar in the cannabis industry.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But he's not the weirdest rapper. He's not the rapper that made the weirdest decision the last 24 hours in announcements.
Yeah,
But-
there's worse.
Yeah, Andre 3000
Yeah.
is dropping a new album. If you haven't heard, Andre 3000 obviously has been on hiatus forever, and it is an 8-track, 87 minute long album with no vocals. It's just all flutes. It is going to be an entire flute album, a flautist stream. And Chris, can you put up the track names?
Yeah.
For
so
some of these.
here's the first couple.
Here's the first couple. Take a look at number 3. This is the name of the song. This isn't what he's saying in the song. This is the name of the song.
There are no words in these songs.
The name of track 3, which doesn't have any words, it's just flute.
Well, number
is-
one is Wild Off Rip. I didn't
Yeah,
make it
number
for
1, I swear I really wanted to make a rap album, but this is literally the way the wind blew me this time. Song number 2. The slang word pussy rolls off the tongue with far better ease than the proper word vagina. Do you agree? And who can forget? Who can forget track number 3?
Oh, that's my
Titled, That Night in Hawaii When I Turned Into a Panther and Started Making These Low Register Purring Tones That I Couldn't Control. Shit was wild.
And then he spelled shit really cool too.
There you go.
And it just continues. This is at least number 7, Ants to You, Gods to Who. That's
At least it's brief.
brief, yeah.
All bangers.
This is
No
strange.
skips. Classic.
This is strange, to say the least.
Yeah.
Lucchini AP said he better do a damn tour with his flute.
Yo, could you imagine how exhausting that would be?
Yeah.
Touring as like a live like.
Flautist.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's horrible sounding. The way he just complained about vagina, I'm complaining about flautist. That's a. Cause is there a cooler name?
That
Fluter?
does not roll off the tongue.
Flutee? Fluta?
Flautist.
Flautist is. It doesn't even, I want to punch you for saying it. I hate that.
Why?
I don't. It's a fucking horrible flautist.
Flautist.
Stop.
That's what Andre 3000 is. He's a flautist.
All right, I had enough.
Apparently professional now. Hey,
I guess so.
man,
I guess so.
I will actually give some. I will skim through this album. I will.
I will not
Just out
listen
of-
to a
Just out
second.
of genuine
Oh, I'm
curiosity.
definitely listening to track 3, bro. You got me fucked up. You don't think I'm a fucking
It's gonna be
sit
like
down.
15 minutes long of just flute.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm a 15 minutes prior. Take a little something. We don't sit
best-
down and listen to track 3.
That's for sure, bro.
See if I could Michael Jackson turn the
eat
pants
like
myself.
eat like a gram and a half.
Yeah.
Throw on the Andre 3000 Panther song.
Yeah.
That would. No, the best part about all of this is like writers
wedding
got
across the
it.
fucking living
Writers
room?
got it early, right? Like writers got to hear this album already, so they wrote their reviews on it. And like these are rap publications, but obviously Andre is not making a rap album, as evident by the first title. But he like the person describing it was like trying to use all these like fancy vernacular to just try and describe how much of a mind-bending experience it was. And it's like, bro, I know you don't really love this album like that. Like, you're just gassing up because it's Andre 3000.
You want to make it seem like you're the professional music guy because music's like a subjective thing.
I kind of want.
You're like, I am the connoisseur of music. I decide what's good
what
and
if
artistic.
when we listen to it, we just have a fucking...
What's bangers?
Yeah, just like an out-of-body experience. Like, it just brings a tear to your eye.
That song?
This is the album.
Maybe.
What if it is just like Beethoven's next great work?
He is one of those...
Dude.
He's what?
You got the remote over there, yeah.
There's like 7 remotes over here. You gotta wait till the break, man. I
I
apologize.
can't watch these motherfuckers.
Don't worry, you
lose
got
on
3 more
some
minutes. We make it
bullshit
through.
with 2 seconds left.
Yeah, I know it hurts because you invested into it before I even got here. But I forgot I wasn't even going with that one.
Just Andre's weirdness.
He's one of those artists where I do respect it enough to where, like, I will give it a try just because, like...
That's what I'm saying.
And Kanye's different, but do you remember My Dark Twisted Fantasies? He had that, I think it was Lost in the Woods.
Yeah.
That
Lost
thing,
in the World.
That shit fucking was like...
Yeah.
Oh, that shit hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was another one like, no, I don't think there's any words in that one either, aside from like the background vocals.
Yeah, pretty much.
That shit was like
That'd be
powerful.
crazy.
And that was like high school. I was like feeling that.
Yeah.
You know, something else pretty crazy came out today. Carissa Thompson.
Oh, yeah.
You guys might know Carissa Thompson from, sideline reporting. She worked at ESPN. She worked at Fox. She had some strange statements to say on Pardon My Take today. Chris, do you have that video?
Yes, I do.
Can you play that?
And I've said this before, so I haven't been fired for saying it, but I'll say it again. I would make up the report sometimes because A, the coach wouldn't come out at halftime, or it was too late, and I was like, I didn't want to screw up the report, so I was like, I'm just going to make this up. Because first of all, no coach is going to get mad if I say, hey, we need to stop hurting ourselves. We need to be better on third down. We need to stop turning the ball
Pressure
over.
the quarterback.
We need, exactly, and do a better job of getting off the field. Like, they're not going to correct me on that.
Right.
So I'm like, it's fine. I'll just make up the report.
It would be very funny if you were like, yeah, so I just spoke with Arthur Smith at halftime, and he said Bijan Robinson blew smoke in his face, and that's why he's not getting the ball.
That is crazy. Is that not crazy?
That is crazy.
She literally just said I lied to millions of people all the time, and it's no big deal.
I don't want to cancel myself. My initial reaction was very cancelable. Like, fuck these bitches.
Like that Future meme?
Like, yeah. Like Future meme-esque.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And she said she didn't get fired for it, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, there's 2 ways, I guess, of like, no. I'll tell you my initial way. Fuck it. I just thought of like the dumb, ditzy high school girl that just like has it because she wants to be a news anchor somewhere and just doesn't really know shit about
It's a solo
sports.
cam, don't
And
worry.
she's put on the camera
You're
because
good.
she's fucking cute and pretty, and then she's just spewing fucking bullshit. Which this is actual fucking bullshit because it pertains to like the games. I don't know if she's still doing it, but especially nowadays you're live betting. Man, she comes out there, she's saying, yeah, what's his name doing with the fucking bruised asshole? And you're like, oh yeah, I can't put him in for an extra fucking 20 yards a day. That's bullshit. You can't do that.
That's fair. You cannot do that. That is,
My seat is shrinking, by the way.
American women speak 2 languages.
American woman.
English
Oh my
and
God.
lies. That's all it is. So, shout out to Chris Thompson for just, putting it out there, at least owning it. But Jesus Christ, man, that is,
I don't trust any of these bitches now.
true.
never.
JB, why you calling bitches? The only B word you should call a bitch is beautiful.
I mean, I don't know her name, so obviously.
Chris, tell us about Gloria.
All right. Glorious Cannabis is back just in time for football. They got a new bubble hash infused ice water pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. It smells so good, it's like the whiff of the first playoff win in 31 seasons. It's a gassy and aggressive strain named in honor of Detroit football. If you haven't had one of these ice water pre-rolls, you are missing out. They are so smooth. You can find them at Dispo Dispensary for 25% off at checkout using the promo code Woodward. And once again, that's gloriouscanna.com.
Come hang with the Woodward Sports Crew all throughout football season on Saturdays and Sundays. Join our college football and Detroit Lions live watch parties.
Inside the 5, caught, end zone, touchdown, Detroit Lions!
With money on the line. Featuring different special guests and surprises. Start times will vary depending on the game. Only on our Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. and even a weed whipper. Whether you landscape for your job or landscape for fun, get all your equipment from Outdoor Equipment Co., the official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan grown, family owned. OutdoorEquipCo.com.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Your childhood may be over, but playtime is not. Outdoor Equipment Company is your source for outdoor power equipment, sales, service, and parts. Carrying top brands such as Bad Boy, LS Tractor, Steel, and more. Servicing the Great Lakes regional locations of Metro Detroit and Greater Lansing. For more information, visit us at OutdoorEquipCo.com. Outdoor Equipment Co., your power equipment playground.
What up, though? Welcome back to the World Heavyweights Live at WoodSports.com. And boy, Eazy, join my guy, Timo Rats.
What up, though?
Yo, Chris, JB Smooth, smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend. If you guys will go in depth, if you want me to say enough stuff to cancel myself, you got a podcast, invite me. I'll go all in. I'll go all in. But we got bigger news to get to today. Michigan. What?
Why are you just inviting yourself to get canceled?
I mean, I just like going on podcasts.
That's fair.
Michigan. They accepted their fate.
Yes.
Did we send I don't know if I sent it or not. Chris, do you have anything for this one?
No.
I have it on my phone, and I'll read it to you if you guys would like. Michigan officially accepted the punishment passed down to them by the Big Ten, and just going to take it. Essentially, in sense of words, plead to a no contest.
This
is from Adam Schefter. He says, this morning, the university coach Harbaugh and the Big Ten resolved their pending litigation. The conference agreed to close its investigation, and the university and Coach Harbaugh agreed to accept the 3-game suspension. Coach Harbaugh, with the university's support, decided to accept this sanction to return the focus to our student athletes and the performance on the field. The conference has confirmed that it is not aware of any suggesting Coach Harbaugh's involvement in the allegations. The university continues to cooperate fully with the NCAA's investigation. Essentially, if you don't know what a no contest is, when you plead, okay, I'll take the punishment for whatever I'm being accused of, but I don't want it as a guilty on my record, so I can't be sued elsewhere. So this can't affect me in other places, like it's civil court. And it's not, obviously, I don't know if it's a judicial statement. It does say litigation. I feel like that's what this is. Yeah. So it doesn't affect the NCAA's investigation, but he can still just, okay, you caught me.
Yeah, they caught him, and now the Big Ten is going to end the conspiracy or the witch hunt, as everybody says. Even though Jim Harbaugh accepted the penalty, and he is going to be suspended for the rest of the regular season. That means this week against Maryland, he won't be able to be on the sidelines, and the last week of the season against Ohio State, he won't be able to be on the sidelines. So we'll see what happens in that game. We'll see what happens in that game against Ohio State. They're not going to have a problem beating Maryland without Jim Harbaugh. I'm not worried about that at all. Penn State put up like 50 points on Maryland, so Michigan will be able to run them out of the concourse. But Ohio State, we'll see. We'll see if it comes into a factor there when no Jim Harbaugh on the sidelines, if that is going to be a factor against the Ohio State Buckeyes, which I assume both teams are going to be undefeated going into that matchup. So it's going to be must-see TV.
Yeah, I mean, I bought in. I thought Michigan was big and bad the way they were talking. Like, and I am kind of taking shots now.
We're talking pretty greasy.
Yeah, they were talking crazy.
Yeah,
they were like, we highly urge you. They make it sound like was it John Tahiti or whatever the hell his name is, the Big Ten commissioner, Patini, that he was gonna get fired if he continued to like pursue this investigation or any type of punishment. And at the end of the day, they ended up just
sitting back and taking it.
So they're
gonna take it.
And I'm sorry, Michigan fans. You guys are the most offensive fans either way, so I'm just going to say what I thought I got to say because you're going to be fitted regardless. Either one, they did it. And there's something tying him to it, or he just take responsibility as being like the head coach, the overseer of everything. Or two, they're not as powerful as they initially thought.
Broder in the
Woodward can't pull shots. Okay, see?
Broder in the Woodward Sports chat. This is a huge win for Michigan.
Yeah, I don't, how?
How? Please explain how. Their coach is suspended for 3 games. They admitted guilt. And they told the world that they cheated.
Yeah. I mean, they technically didn't admit guilt. But I mean, again, there's two ways of looking at it, right? Is it either you see it as that, or they also just called their own bluff and kind of got embarrassed on it. The way they were just talking greasy, like, oh, we're gonna get a judge to void the holiday day off and make this get a restraining order against the Big Ten, even though you got to play a Big Ten championship conference. I don't know how that's gonna work.
Yeah,
that didn't happen. And then I'm thinking, okay, maybe the holiday fucked them in that one. Like this thing gets solved like throughout this week. Well, Thursday they tapped out.
Yeah,
called it quits.
Stopped it. Broder says they stopped it from going into the courts.
Yeah,
is why it was a huge W for Michigan. Well, the only reason you would want it to be stopped from going to the courts was because something was there and something was wrong. You don't just accept the charges if you didn't do anything wrong. By accepting the charges, you are admitting, yeah, that happened. We'll take the suspension.
Dabber, and I don't know if he means it this way, but this is how I'm taking it. Because Michigan got caught red-handed, right? And there's like, bet.
Yeah.
That's been the slogan the past 2 weeks, right? Bet. Like, fuck it, you got me, bet.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take the 3 games. I guess I got to ask you, because somebody I think it's Gentle Comedian mentioned that the odds haven't changed in the Ohio State game. I don't know if they haven't updated yet, but I got to expect that changes something in that one, no? Michigan versus Ohio State?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure the odds will move a little bit. Again, I don't know if it's going to be that much of a... Because he's going to be there all week. He's going to give them the game plan. He'll probably be on the cell phone on a Bluetooth headset from somebody on the sidelines telling him what to do. But his dad will probably be on the sidelines like he was at the beginning of the year. His first suspension, his dad was on the sidelines this year. So.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Was his dad a coach?
For one of the games, his dad was like, yeah, he did something with coaching.
Well, I'll tell you what. John Harbaugh does play tonight on a Thursday, meaning he would have his Saturday off to maybe, help out his little bro. You know what I'm saying? Is it his big brother or little brother? Which one's older?
I don't know. By the way they look, I would say Jim is older.
Me too, but maybe he's just like I'm more stressed out.
Yeah.
Because John's winning Super Bowls and never having losing records.
I'm not sure.
There was a comment by somebody.
John Hughes, Jim Harbaugh did a noble thing. Bro, I hope you guys are trolling. I hope you guys are trolling.
They have to be.
I mean, if he didn't do it, it's possibly noble. Because
it's not noble. He admitted to cheating. He accepted and said they backed down.
I'll give him this.
We're so big and bad, you aren't going to do anything about us. We'll leave the division. Just kidding.
That's the bluff that looks like the fucking soft. It's like, we're going to leave the division. But like we said, do it.
John is older,
You're
says Paul Thomas.
Yeah, John is older. He's 61.
Damn, Jim's just fucking ugly or just a lot more stressed out.
Must just be more stressed out.
I mean, he is dealing with a lot more shit, obviously. He had the cheeseburger shit. Back and forth between whether he's coming back. They took money from him. He lost to his brother, his younger brother. That sucks. Have a little bro beat you. Either way, it's an L on Michigan's resume, Boone. I don't see how it's a big win.
It's not a big win.
It could be like a
it's admitting defeat. It's admitting you cheated.
One way I could see being a win for them, and it's like a petty win, is if they do go on to beat Ohio State.
Oh, they probably still will.
Ryan Day has to get fired at that point, right?
Yeah.
Like, fam, you lost to like the interim head coach, the guy who cried on national TV. Ryan Day cried on national TV too.
Yeah.
But a guy who had a way less
Take
reason
that,
to be crying.
Lou Holtz.
Yeah.
Ryan Day's a douchebag too.
Yeah, you call out a freaking guy on hospice. Sorry, all due respect to the legend Lou Holtz. But that was a big. I guess that's the most embarrassing takeaway for me. My observations of it is threatened to leave a conference, which I thought they had the power to do. Like Notre Dame's out here floating around, still making playoffs and shit like that. I feel like Michigan has a big enough brand to do that, and they just. I don't think they wanted to leave the Big Ten.
Rad in the Woodward Sports Chat says Jim Harbaugh is kind of like Jesus, taking the fall for his assistant's sins. Holy move by Harbaugh, honestly.
That's how they would try to spin it.
He's their football Jesus for sure.
General comedian, yep. Ryan Day emasculated. Yeah, he already did. He already got emasculated. Ryan Day isn't getting fired. It's Honolulu Blues Party. If they lose to Michigan, without
Jim Harbaugh, he'll probably get fired.
Let me tell you why it's very possible that he gets fired. One, Ohio State, and I could be wrong, I was wrong on the Michigan brand, but Ohio State's one of those brands where
they stand on business.
Exactly. And if you want to go to the pros, that's a great program to go through. Like even Joe Burrow, he went to LSU, but he started at Ohio State. Yeah. Jameson Williams started at Ohio State. It's a phenomenal program. If you're there, you're looked at as elite talent by these NFL scouts, and eyes are going to be on you. But two, I completely forgot where I was going with it. Oh, Ohio State. They never fucking lose to Michigan. Like the past 2 years are irregular.
Yeah.
They anomaly. Like you said, they do not happen. Even the Michigan fans, don't lie to yourselves. You were surprised. Especially when it happened round 2. You're like, oh, fuck, we did it again. Like, what the hell's going on? Ohio State doesn't lose to you guys.
Yeah.
So Ryan Day loses 3 times in a row, and that third time being to an interim head coach and Sherrone Moore, he's gone. I live with an Ohio State fan. Lucas lives in my basement. Ohio State fans are trolls. That's why he lives there. But even he hates Ryan Day for those reasons. And Ryan Day was in the playoffs last year. They had an opportunity. They went toe-to-toe with
They're
Georgia.
They're a field goal away from winning the national championship.
Yeah, and he's like, fuck Ryan Day.
Yeah.
Ryan Day's a bitch. I love that we can swear on this show. But that's how Ohio State feels about this guy. If he loses Sherrone Moore, he's gone. So there's a petty victory if they go on to beat them. Mm-hmm. JB, you're a Michigan State guy, right?
Yeah, Michigan State guy. But I mean, I feel for Michigan on this one. I mean,
what did the bottom line have to say about it?
Well, of course, everyone was upset, highly upset. Maz and Braylon were extremely frustrated with the whole situation just because they feel like Michigan kind of just fell on the sword, like they gave up. And they know that Jim Harbaugh is basically a fighter, this whole situation. So they wanted this to go to case, to the trial or whatever it was going to happen tomorrow. But now Maz is even contemplating that they might lose to Ohio State.
I wouldn't go that far, but
I would.
I would. I still think Michigan's a better team. They got better quarterback play. They're much tougher up front. So I think they'll still be able to beat Ohio State even without Jim Harbaugh. But it's a win for Michigan. It's not a win for Michigan. Your coach is suspended for the rest of the season.
But I mean, he'll be back for the Big Ten. That's the other thing too. I wonder again. There's a couple ways of looking at it. If you guys want to cope or like make excuses,
that's hilarious.
What?
Yeah, he fell on the sword for Michigan. No, I said, the reason they did this, they accepted the suspension, so they wouldn't go to court, was because something went on. If nothing happened, if it was a witch hunt, they did no wrong, they would have no problem going to court and fighting it out and proving that. But they didn't want to do that because something happened. Something was wrong.
Also, one of their coaches, I guess, just deactivated his social media or something like that, probably because he was getting trolled by fans of what's going on right now. But I don't know if they could be looking into that as well too. But who knows?
I'll say this for Michigan fans. I'll give you guys, as Chris would say, throw you some bill. There are 2 other situations where there is no wrongdoing going on, and he is falling on sword. As if one, obviously there's going to be money and time involved, and trying to like reduce this thing. By the time that shit plays out, because again they don't have the power they thought they did.
Yeah,
you're past the 3-game suspension either way. And then 2, if you did do the restraining order way to go like the roundabout way to avoid things, again, how are you going to play a Big Ten championship? You got a restraining order against the Big Ten.
Restraining order is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
So like that, those are the 2 ways where I say he just fell on the sword. I was like, okay, or as JJ McCarty would say, but we'll see. Curious to see how this. I feel like this affect them in the rankings too. Where they end up this year?
No, I don't think
they're still number 3.
They're still number 3. Yeah, it's Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan.
So this is why I think it affected them in the rankings. And I guess I get resumes. Who was actually, by the way, did Utah sneak in? Not Utah. Washington. Are they at 4?
I'm not sure.
JB, do you know the college?
Yeah, Washington is.
Are they still
at
5?
5.
That's fucked
Oregon's
up.
Florida
at
State's
6.
Florida
State's 4.
State's at 4.
Why, bro?
They're undefeated too.
Yeah, but all they beat was LSU, and LSU's not looking as good as they were. These guys beat Oregon, that we know it's fucking savagely, and then they survived Utah too.
They beat somebody else, I think.
And they got Penix. Washington should be in the college football playoffs. I don't give a shit about this stuff until it gets down to it, but it's getting down to it.
Yeah.
And Washington should be fucked out of this situation. I don't think so.
A few of these teams will cancel each other out because, Georgia probably has to play Alabama in the SEC championship. Michigan obviously has to play Ohio State, so one of those 2 will end up getting knocked out. So there's an easy chance for them to bump up.
One more thing, too, before we move on to, Lions talk. And it's to do with Michigan and the Ohio State thing is, I think it does affect their rankings because, obviously, we still feel confident that Michigan could beat them even without Jim Harbaugh. Mm-hmm. Meaning we can see with our fucking 2 eyes that Michigan's a more dominant football team than Ohio State. Even though Ohio State is a better resume, why not put them fucking number 1 or 2? You know what I'm saying?
And Flint Town CJ keeps yelling speculation. Yeah, it is speculation. Because the truth isn't going to come out with the Big Ten because Michigan didn't want it to. And if you didn't do anything wrong, if you were accused of something that you had absolutely no part in and did nothing wrong, would you take punishment for it?
They beat USC as well.
Or would you go through it? It's pretty reasonable speculation. All right, and that's all we can do is speculate because now The truth of it won't come out in the Big Ten spark.
I'm seeing all the Spartan come out of you right now.
NCAA. I mean, it's just crazy.
You're so excited.
It's crazy. I'm not excited. Like, this doesn't change.
You're excited. You're happy.
It's just funny how we're fighting this. We're going to take it all the way to the Supreme Court. They'll never be able to pin us on anything. And then Michigan's like, we'll take the suspension. Now they're all like, that was the smart move. You got to do that. It's like, all right, man.
Like, you normally talk with the hands, but today you got a little pep in it. You're like, they don't want to.
My Italian coming out.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
Tell us about Mark White.
I'll tell you about Mark White. Whether you're buying or selling real estate, the best guy to do it through is my guy, Mark White. He's got the minute-to-minute listing agreement. You can cancel your listing agreement for any reason with no penalty involved whatsoever, like the Michigan program had to face with 3-game suspension from Jim Harbaugh. It's 248-290-8242 or visit markwhitesells.com.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. This is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC, the same great service that customers have come to know and trust. On Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today and find the brand you want at lesstanford.com.
Buongiorno.
Or even there, chief.
Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm Eazy, that's Spin More Rex. We got young Chris in the TD booth and JB Spoon on the ones and twos. Hit that like button, tell your partner. Hell, swing a link to your grandma and not the one you Southerners do. I know y'all like that night fucking fuck on your grandma. What?
Jesus, man.
Shoot a link to your grandma. Either way. You want to do the J-Mo stuff? I'm excited about AG. I sent like 5 videos.
Yeah, we can do the AG shit.
You want to do AG first?
Yep.
Can we, Dad? All right. So obviously, Detroit Lions signed an edge rusher this week, 36-year-old Bruce Irvin, former Super Bowl champion. Mm-hmm. And we've been... I've been defending Glenn, and one of my excuses actually for the past 2 years has been somewhat talent and experience. And I still feel like talent is somewhat of an argument, especially when you're going against like elite quarterbacks like fucking Lamar Jackson and Justin Herbert. Yeah. You're going to see things like that. By the way, Geno Smith's pretty good too, and turnovers don't help you. But my excuse has been the talent. Today, this guy goes on the podium, and he says this.
We play football, and it's not like you're going to go out and go get Deion Sanders right now. You know, that's just what it is. Listen, the guys that we have has put us in a position where we're a top 10 defense. So, listen, I don't even look into that. I think that's one of the stupidest things you could think about. So, listen, we have great guys. Our guys go out there and play hard. That's what they're going to do.
What does Bruce bring to the table still at 36? Dan talked about him staying impressive workout Tuesdays. What do you think he can maybe add?
Well, I mean, obviously he's been around for a long time. Now, we know he's a good pass rusher, so we're going to utilize that. We're going to utilize the brain. We're going to utilize the pass rush as much as we can. Thing is, we just got to get him in shape and get him ready to go.
He has an edge to him, too. I mean, he brings an attitude. Is that something you think that your group could use a little bit more of? Is just
well, we have an edge, too. I mean, you don't become a top run defense without an edge. So, listen, he brings an added edge, but you know, to be a top run defense, you better have an edge. And that's what our guys have.
One fault I can admit in Aaron Glenn is he comes off as kind of stubborn.
Yes.
And there's one thing I get, like, having the back of the team you had there. But it's like he comes off defensive. And I get it, because I'm defensive of him myself, because a lot of you guys say some ridiculous things. I think they're a bit of a pocket, talking about wanting to fire this guy. It's just not the reality of, like, football, especially the National Football League. But to say, like, you're good in the roster, which I guess he does have to say.
He has to.
I'll give him some break for that one. But then, to be asked again about the Bruce Irvin situation, or bringing, like, some attitude, which Bruce Irvin does bring in a Super Bowl pedigree along with that. He's like, no, we have a top 10 run defense. He gets all, like, defensive about it.
Yeah, so we already have an edge.
Yeah,
you got to have an edge to be a top 5 run defense. That's all right. It's, ride with your guys.
Yeah.
I get it, but, like,
I'm a stubborn person, so I recognize it when I see it.
Yeah.
Like I'll just dig my heels in, and I'm gonna try to win this victory based off my principal argument, just because, like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I just don't want to. Sometimes throughout the game, it feels like, I will agree, it takes a minute to, like, change things up, because he's like, this was a game plan I came with, and I fucking thought it was going to work. That's why I drew it up. That's why I practiced it all week. But it's not working. Sometimes he is shy to go away from it. It took him. Aiden Hutchinson had to step up and speak up for himself to actually rush out of that 2-point stance for a minute there his rookie year too. Like, he is stubborn at times. I will admit that. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
No, it's true. Like you said, the whole talent part of, we got the guys we need. We have a top 10 defense. It's like, you can always use more talent. You can always use more guys. And bringing on Bruce Irvin, again, I don't know what he's going to bring to this team. I don't expect him to be this big splash impact player, but you got to expect he's going to do something. You got to expect he's going to go out there and make something happen. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'd like to see Aaron Glenn make more, like you said, make more decisions, avert from a game plan if it's not working, do something at halftime if you're getting cooked that changes that, but we'll see what happens. I don't expect them to have any trouble with the Bears' offense.
Yeah. Noah actually puts it perfectly. And then, I didn't really grow up with a dad to know for sure. I shot my stepdad.
I imagine.
I'd imagine. But he says, AG reminds me of trying to argue with your dad. And I have been in those situations with just, I'll say, like, just older men, an example. Like, anytime, like, you disagree, or, like, you do have the right answer, and they're too stubborn to admit they were wrong.
Yeah.
It's like the classic direction bit with, like, a wife and her husband. And the husband's like, no, this is the way. And he just fucking gets everybody lost. It's like, sometimes, man, we're too prideful to be like, yeah, we were fucking wrong.
Yeah.
That's what makes me the manliest man in this motherfucking network. Because I'm never wrong, never lost, undefeated. Come get some. Carry on.
That's fair. We'll see what happens. They're definitely gonna. I think they're gonna go out there. They're gonna beat the Bears handily. I don't think it's gonna be any problems that they run into when they're playing the Bears. But going forward, playing a Dallas or playing your playoff games, you might have to avert from different things. You might have to make some changes, make some game flow changes if you want to go out there and make some things happen. So we'll see.
Yeah. And again, I still agree with the initial assessment of, like, watching the fucking games and seeing them try different schematics. And guess what, guys? Justin Herbert's a good quarterback. Some consider him top 5. And if you want to just bring the conversation to talent and ability, it's for damn sure top 5. So he has the ability to do the things he did, as you saw him do. Though, listen, I want you to think of it this way. Guyton was the one who caught the laser from him.
Yeah.
The casual fan doesn't even know the fuck that is.
Yeah.
But Justin's nice like that. We can make a Guyton work the same way Patrick Mahomes makes freaking 7-Eleven clerks work on his road to beating the freaking Cincinnati Bengals on the road in the Super Bowl. Like, it's just, those are good quarterbacks. And by the way, Lamar's good too. Like, that stuff's going to happen. The Geno thing, Pete Carroll's got their number. I'll fully admit to that one. But you also, if I'm going to admit to Pete Carroll having their number and outclassing both he and Dan Campbell,
yeah, then
you have to also fess up and admit to the turnovers that are also parts of those games too. When you put the team in bad field position, we just turn over on downs, which I think there was a bullshit no call on the rookie there, Witherspoon, or you just fumble the ball like David Montgomery did, or when you're Jared Goff, you throw a pick six. If I'm going to be willing to admit there's flaws in them getting out-coached by Pete Carroll, then you also have to admit the flaws of what's actually happened for the players in the game, putting the defense in shitty situations. On top of, again, there's no blue chip guys on this team outside of hopefully at some point maybe Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, it's, you can always get better. You can always get more talented. You can always bring in more players, and they're going to have to improve this defense going forward. But you got the guys you got now. Anzalone is playing his ass off. He's playing a fantastic season. He's probably going to be a Pro Bowler. Aiden Hutchinson, I'd like to see him get it going a little more. Cam Sutton, outside from last week, he's been playing fantastic and making guys look silly out there. Kirby Joseph is rounding into form. This team needs to get all things clicking. The defense needs to be ready. And these last couple games down the stretch, like they said, we have like the 4th easiest schedule remaining or something like that. These are going to be tune-ups. These are going to be, we need to get guys really, really into the thick of it. We need to get Aiden Hutchinson clicking, being the guy we saw at the end of the year last year. Kirby Joseph needs to continue what he's been doing over the past couple games. Can Cam Sutton get back, shake off a bad performance? Jerry Jacobs is playing.
Start beatboxing it.
Jerry Jacobs is playing very well. He is out there making plays. We need that secondary edge rusher, whether it be Bruce Irvin, whether it be Josh Pascal, whether it be Romeo Julian, someone to step up and help Aiden Hutchinson on that defensive line. That's what my focus is on these last couple games, because I'm not worried about losing to the Bears or the Vikings or the Broncos. But I want to see guys on that defense start to click, guys on that defense start to ramp it up a little bit to push us into the playoffs.
And then, for the people who want to see him out of here, because I can tell you right now, he's not going to get fired. There is this little rumor swirling around, which we've officially confirmed. Dan Campbell, there's no way whatsoever is going to leave the Detroit Lions organization for the Texas A&M Aggies.
Aggies.
Who else?
What even is an Aggie?
I don't know. Someone Google that. But you know who else is an Aggie? Whatever it may be. Chris, throw out the picture. The man we were just speaking about.
Thick ass neck, boy.
Thick ass neck. Aaron Glenn, Detroit Lions defensive coordinator, is a former Texas A&M Aggie himself, and a guy who's taken NFL head coaching interviews at the NFL level.
What was this?
Yeah, it's old school.
Black and white picture. This is the 50s.
He looks the same kind. He kind of looks like Mike Tyson.
He does kind of look like Mike Tyson.
Either way,
thick ass neck.
I'm putting it out there, and I don't know if they're.
Look at the traps on there.
Yeah, he's a fucking beast. Listen, I did some homework on this guy. He was a beast this day, dude.
Yeah, oh yeah.
5 interceptions, 4 interceptions with the Jets. He had mentioned something actually with the Jets played the 2000 Ravens. That's Ray Lewis's great defense.
Mm-hmm.
He said because again, people just want fucking Pokemon, Madden football, where everything just goes your way. You're in complete control of the simulation. He said that that Jets team that was like shit put up 524 yards on that Ravens defense that some people consider the best defense all time.
Damn.
It fucking
They should have fired their defensive coordinator.
Yeah, dude, they should have fired him right away.
Well, let me tell you about Guardian Alarm. Guardian Alarm offers you customized solutions from real experts. They're professional technicians. Take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night, and know a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT. And let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. How would you like to win not 1, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Dispo Dispensary. Check them out this November 21st. That's next week. They'll be giving out free turkeys. That's my guy Braylon, Maz, Ermanni. They're giving out free turkeys at the Dispo in Hazel Park. Make sure you guys are there. And make sure you just check out Dispo by yourself. If you like to smoke, that smoke. If you want Thanksgiving food to taste a little bit better, visit Dispo, or they can visit you at disposhops.com. Dispo, your local cannabis plug. Buongiorno.
Arrivederci.
And welcome back to the World Heavyweights live over sports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, join my guys from more Rex, Young Chris, JB Smooth. Sorry for calling the audible on this one, Spinning. I did send a video last minute, but we're talking about AG, so it's kind of relevant into the defense too. It ties into the one I put in here about. I just feel like we're kind of dismissing little bit of things we saw from Justin Fields previously before the injury. I think he had like 11 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
In a 2-game span. I know what the one was the Broncos, which they were bad at one point. Obviously, had 70 points put on by the Miami Dolphins, but they seem to have turned it around, and they actually won that game, by the way, too, from that interception that Fields threw. And the other one was the Washington Commanders, where I feel like they were a little bit respectable. And back when they had Chase Young in them too, but what made me a little bit more nervous than that, because I could see it as a little bit of a fluke. They had this to say about the Detroit Lions' recipe of losing to the Baltimore Ravens.
Is it like Baltimore? I mean, will they use Justin's mobility to punish you deep because you really put in conflict, I guess, with those guys?
Well, the thing that they do a good job of, that we have to do a good job of, is winning our one-on-ones and man coverage. And when you get a quarterback like that, and then you surround him with the athletes that they have, it makes it really, really tough. And in every game, listen, somebody's going to have the tough hat, and we know that. And that's every play somebody has to have that. And when you have that tough hat, you have to win. And we expect our guys to do that. But you're right. He does bring that added element to where defensively, man, you're going to have to be in some man coverage.
Kirby's been able to.
So essentially, that was my guy Justin Rogers, I believe, just asked, like, can the Chicago Bears, can they draw up the same recipe that the Baltimore Ravens force-fed us to that 38-6 victory it ended up being, which was highly embarrassing. And offensively, I feel like you can obviously build a little bit of similarities there with the mobile quarterback. And now receivers that can take it deep. I think Darnell Mooney was that before DJ Moore arrived there. He was like their guy. And then now you got DJ Moore, who I'll admit this, for a stubborn guy, I was wrong about DJ Moore. I still wouldn't give up a first-round pick for a wide receiver, unless it was like a Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase. But he is damn good. Mm-hmm. And he damn sure was a problem, too. I mean, that's another thing, AG, if you want me to calm you guys a little bit down a bit, is like I coached in the NFC South as a DB's coach when he was with the Panthers. I'm very familiar with what he is and what he could bring. But is there any nervousness that they could draw up after having our asses whooped on display? You think the Bears are smart enough to hit the tapes and try to replicate that?
I don't think they can.
Especially not defensively.
I don't think they can.
What about offensively?
No, I don't think they can. I don't think Jalen Hurts is. I don't think Justin Fields is Lamar Jackson.
They're all the same.
Yeah. I don't think Justin Fields.
Move your mouth and I'll touch Chinese.
I don't think Justin Fields is the caliber of player that Lamar Jackson is. Like, I think Justin Fields is good. He'll be able to move around for sure. He'll give you more problems than a Baker Mayfield did or a Bryce Young did. But him coming off of this hand injury that he's missed, 4 games for, he's going to be a little rusty. And yeah, DJ Moore is scary. He's an explosive player. He's an explosive receiver. He can make a lot of things happen. But a lot of DJ Moore's attack, a lot of how they use DJ Moore in this offense is getting him the ball behind the line of scrimmage. And the Lions are a very good tackling team. The Lions have very good sideline-to-sideline players like a Brian Branch, like an Alex Anzalone, like a Kirby Joseph. Guys that fly to the ball when it's thrown there. So I'm not too worried about what they're going to do. Obviously, you're going to have to keep all eyes on DJ Moore. He is the biggest threat on this offense by far. So you're going to have to worry about where he is, where he's catching the ball. But I think the Lions will be able to handle the Chicago Bears offense pretty easily.
I think where they'll be able to put up the fight is on the offensive side of the ball, like for them. And I think a little bit of what Justin Rogers asked. And AG actually told you that too. He's like, I mean, yeah, they got talented guys back there to do some dangerous shit. He told you, like, that's why we're going to have to be in man coverage. By the way, the Detroit Lions aren't equipped to be in man coverage. As much as you may like Cam Sutton, as much as I may like Jerry Jacobs, as much as we like Kirby Joseph, like they're not built for man coverage. They're not that caliber of athlete. Man coverage is like when you have a Jalen Ramsey on your team. Man coverage is when you have like a Darrelle Revis, like fucking great DBs. We're playing team defense. We're working what we got. And Cam Sutton is great in the certain situations in man coverage, but I'm not talking about zone coverage, I should say, with Cam Sutton, but they're not equipped for that, right? And you have a guy, Justin Fields, who obviously we've had an issue with mobile quarterbacks since even before AG was here. And let's be real about it too. Like Justin Fields, I think did he have 1,000 yards last year? Can you pull it up, JB? See what he finished the year with? He's running on everybody, regardless.
He had 1,000 yards for sure. He's like top 5 in the league in rushing yards.
Yeah, I think he beat Lamar's record or something. There's something going on, or at least averaging more yards per game. But I think offensively is where they could put up the fight. I think Justin Fields, again, coming off, because you can look at the Bears' numbers in the season, they're shitty. But you got to remember, Tyler Bagent, however you want to say it, played 4 of those games. You know what I'm saying? So you can look at their offense, be like, okay, they're a shitty passing offense. They've really been able to get anything consistently going on the run, which actually have more rushing yards than us. But you got to factor in Tyler Bagnett for 4 of those games versus the guy going into those 4 games. Tyler Bagnett played 11 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. It was on fucking fire.
Yeah, no, I don't hate Justin Fields. A lot of people hate on Justin Fields. He can't throw. He can't do this. I think Justin Fields is going to be a good quarterback in this league if he finally gets it right. But like I said, he's going to be rusty. There is going to be some lapse in his game. He's going to feel those 4 games that he missed. He's not going to go out there and be exactly what he was when he left off. So I expect them to go out there and take care of business. They're going to get some hands on Justin Fields. They're going to sack Justin Fields. If they don't sack Justin Fields at least 3 times, I'm going to be very upset. Because he's a quarterback. This is an offensive line you can abuse. He's a quarterback that gets sacked, a quarterback that you can get on the ground. And the Lions coming off of back-to-back games with no sacks, take out the Raiders game, and it was back-to-back games, no sacks. When you look at Baltimore and Los Angeles, they need to get Justin Fields on the ground. We know that the Lions have a attitude of picking off Justin Fields. We saw Aiden Hutchinson do it.
Yeah.
We saw Jeff Okudah get the pick 6 last year. So I'm not worried about this. They have explosive talent. Like, Justin Fields is an explosive player. We saw him take one to the crib against the Lions where it was like a 70-plus yard rush where he just burst up the middle, broke a couple tackles, and took it to the crib, kicking up dirt in the face of Jeff Okudah. Yeah. We saw DJ Moore do this a lot throughout the year where, like I said, he catches it behind the line of scrimmage and goes for 70 yards, or he breaks out and gets a deep pass. They have explosive talent, but I do believe the Lions are going to be able to contain it because there isn't too many things you have to look out for in the offense, and the offense is not creative. This is not a Ben Johnson offense. This is not a Mike McDaniel offense. This is not a Kyle Shanahan offense. This is not one that's going to be like, oh shit, we got to worry about this because this you could play 4 different plays off of this motion they run.
Madden plays. It feels like
it's okay. Fucking what's his name? Eberflus is their head coach. He's not bringing anything out of the bag. They're not doing what Ben Johnson does, where he runs one motion and one set that you can have 4 different plays breaking off that same exact motion. Yeah. So the defense has to stay on their toes. This Bears offense is kind of stale, but they do have explosive pieces, so you have to look out for that.
Yeah, and it's kind of like he said, kind of compared to the Baltimore Ravens, and that's why I asked. One great thing about Ben Johnson is and I think Big M said in Woodward Sports Chat, you want to put your players in positions where they can succeed. Well, Ben Johnson, right when he got his hands on the Detroit Lions offensive playbook and saw draw up these plays, one of the first things he did was go watch Jared Goff's tape back when he was in LA. Back when he saw a working recipe for his quarterback Jared Goff, and then he mimicked that recipe. This guy's the Bears. They feel inept to even do that. I guarantee you they did watch the Baltimore film, and they were trying to maybe incorporate some of those things. But one of the knocks on Justin Fields is his inability to read the field fast enough. We just heard it here from Lauren Cox. We are Cox Sports, and he said his decision making was lackluster. Obviously, their offensive line is the issue. That's why they drafted or used a first round pick to grab Darnell Wright, I believe was his name. I don't know this coaching staff. I think the Bears have something to work with. If I'm being honest with you. I think Eberflus is not going to be the guy. I would be happy if he got this extra chance following this draft class because you could make the excuses, okay, Justin Fields got hurt, Yaze Blase is still a young team, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think he's a good coach. Otherwise, I think you'd start to see a lot of these things. Yeah. Like one thing with Lamar Jackson that I liked out of, I forgot their new offensive coordinator's name, but they started running emotions like you see Dolphins, like you see in the Detroit Lions.
It helps, man. Like I said, I remember it was either the first or second game of the year. I saw one of the most unstoppable plays I've ever seen in my entire life. For the Dolphins. Mike McDaniel called it. You get Tyreek Hill on a motion, and he's running full speed. As soon as he gets over to that other side of the field, snap the ball. He's full speed, fastest player in the league, going right at the face of a cornerback who's standing there flat-footed. And so he has to turn around, start sprinting, and then he cuts it to the middle. You can't stop that. He is going to be wide open every single time. That kind of innovation is brought into the NFL. That kind of innovation is what gets these guys like Ben Johnson, like Andy Reid, like Mike McDaniel, like Kyle Shanahan, like Sean McVay, the notoriety, the paychecks, and the acumen of being great play callers and play designers. The Bears don't have that. The Bears don't have that guy that you're on the sideline like, oh shit, he's going to drop something crazy here. He's going to do this. The Lions do. Ben Johnson is somebody that defensive coordinators in the league fear. Bears don't have that call in place for Justin Fields. So as explosive of a talent he is, as explosive of an athlete that DJ Moore is, it's all for naught.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a guy that can get them in the balls, get them the ball in situations that'll bring out the best and in situations that will confuse the defense.
Yeah, the only guys I expect to like beat us, and again, we probably like those one-on-one situations where, again, like AG said, we're gonna have to be in man coverage, and guys are gonna have to win those man situations. Obviously, you have to see DJ Moore breaking a couple routes and getting us. If you guys like the bets, I don't know where he's at, but actually, what was Justin Fields? Was it over 1,000 yards, JB? I forgot to even go back to.
Oh yeah, it was well over 1,000 yards. So out of 160 attempts, he had 1,143 yards.
Damn.
And if this is like, it's a division game, so it's going to be tighter. They're always tighter. Pause. But I think that if the Lions don't get Justin Fields on the ground at least 3 times, and he goes out there and it's air raid assault and he's throwing the ball all over the field, even if they win, I'm going to be upset with Aaron Glenn in the defense.
You said even
if they win, I'll be upset with Aaron Glenn in the defense. If they don't sack Justin Fields at least 3 times and he goes out there and he throws the ball all over the field for 300-plus yards.
He's not going for 300-plus yards. But they're going to get us a few times, bro.
I know. I expect this game to be
Cole
like...
Cole Kmet's respectable and DJ Moore is a dog.
You didn't like Cole Kmet. I like Cole
Kmet. I respectable Cole Kmet.
I expect this to be like...
was a nightmare for the Detroit Lions last year.
I expect this to be like a 30-something to late teens, early 20s.
That's fair. Like 30-24, 30-17.
Like 34-17.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I'm down with that. That makes sense to me. 3-1-3. Newsflash, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson. They're good quarterbacks.
Let me tell you guys about Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work out on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, a full-body workout in just 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all of this for just $10 a month, no commitment. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by, and more than 50 in Metro Detroit and thousands throughout the world. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports. Woodward and Main Street. The Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Savor the heart of home at Big Boy with our all-new down-home comfort dishes. Feast on home-style goodness with our Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl, veal parmigiana, and apple pie hotcakes. The down-home delight doesn't stop there. Potato pancakes are back. Dive into the richness of our perfectly crafted potatoes with our classic potato pancakes and our stuffed potato pancakes. Top off your meal with our new gingerbread shake, a seamless blend of creamy vanilla and sweet gingerbread flavors. Nothing beats the comforting taste of down-home cooking. Enjoy every bite, only at Big Boy.
Come hang with the Woodward Sports Crew all throughout football season on Saturdays and Sundays. Join our college football and Detroit Lions live watch parties.
Inside the 5, caught, end zone, touchdown, Detroit Lions!
With money on the line. Featuring different special guests and surprises. Start times will vary depending on the game. Only on our Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
When it comes to your pet, don't settle. Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supplies, hands down, Michigan's best pet store. Family owned and operated for over 30 years. 13 Metro Detroit locations. Over 60 brands of food. Lowest prices and curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best at www.premierpetsupply.com.
What up, welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights Live on WoodSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, join my guys Spin More Racks.
Hello.
I'm Chris, JB Smooth. Smash that like button. I forgot to mention to you guys. Woodward Heavyweights veteran, OG, and legend in his own right. Micro Mike from ESPN Radio. You hear that right? Micro Mike. I'm Mike Kimber. I'm sorry.
Mike Kimber.
Mike Kimber from ESPN Radio will be joining the show. And if you don't know who Mike Kimber is,
Shiver me Kimbers.
Used to be known as Micro Mike. We'll be joining the show at 6:30, so make sure you guys stay tuned for him. We've been I feel like I've been kind of like going hard at AG. Not hard, but like critical of him in the past few segments.
Who?
Us. Just we called out his flaws just now. I think it's time to talk some positive things. And a guy that we ride and die with, Malcolm Rodriguez, at the fullback position. So you cut the clip. I'm gonna have you introduce this.
My fucking guy, Malcolm.
Hey, our guy. Come on. What
our fucking guy, Malcolm.
Gangbangs.
Player's gonna play. Gets on the field where he can. Does his thing. When he's in there, he makes plays. Obviously, we've seen, they drafted a high round linebacker, a first round linebacker in Jack Campbell. Anzalone's been playing out of his fucking mind so far this year. And Derek Barnes has stepped it up a little bit. So the linebacker snaps have been kind of fleeting away from Malcolm. He's been a demon on special teams, and he's been getting snaps at fullback because of the injury to Jason Kabinda. I keep asking for the fullback wheel route, spider 3 wide banana, put Malcolm out there, let him show off the hands. But Ben Johnson here has something to say about Malcolm playing fullback.
When we drafted him last year, we were in the OTAs, and I think it was Johnny Morton at the time was with us, and he said, golly, that guy looks just like a fullback, And so we've kind of had our eyes on. We mentioned something to Coach back then, and no, he's a linebacker. He's a linebacker. But the injury to Kabinda, him being out, kind of opened the door a little bit to kind of guide him down that road, and he's done a great job so far. He's a physical player, instinctive, smart, which makes the learning curve a lot better for us. And I think we've had some production when he's been out on the field.
Shout out to Malcolm for being single-handedly responsible for Lions' first down, because he was the pusher of the tush. He was the guy that pushed Jared Goff. Gangbangs. Pushing them tushes. He was the one who pushed Jared Goff forward on the tush push they did a few weeks ago. And I'm just happy to see my guy get out there, because he is a football player. He brings grit to this team. He does his job. He goes out there. He's a hard hitter, like Ben Johnson said. He's instinctive. He played safety. He played quarterback. He obviously played linebacker. He's a fantastic player. Glad to see him getting some opportunities, and I want to see him get a route, man. Let him run a route, Ben Johnson. I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen in this game. I wonder what his catches prop are.
His catches prop are
over under. What his catches prop is.
It's got to be 0.5.
0.5?
Yeah, 0.5 for sure.
Yeah, I wonder what the over on that is.
I was listening to that because I was dropping Lucas off somewhere earlier today. My son, proud papa.
Bro.
What? Hit the like button, guys.
Well, you're a warrior, bro.
Yeah, you're wild for that, Chris.
Chris, you are wild for that.
After we parked or whatever, I messaged Malcolm. I was like, bro. Because he's getting a lot of reps. It's not like it was a one-time thing. Like sometimes you see one-time things where you see like a defensive tackle randomly at the fullback position. I forgot I did it a few weeks back, but with Malcolm, he's athletic enough to be there.
Yeah.
He's. I think Ben Johnson mentioned it. I don't know if it was in that specific clip, but he mentioned like his lower center of gravity, and he's a physical guy, a former wrestler. Obviously, we seen him guys jacked to his fucking gills. I messaged him. I said, I cannot wait until you get your first touchdown.
Yeah.
Because also former safety. I think he had the fastest 40 out of the linebackers in that class. It's coming.
It's coming.
I think it's going to be a catch, as you said.
Hey, yo. I think it's going to be a catch, too. Like I said, Ben
bang.
Johnson, I know you are a man.
Hey, yo!
You're a man of wisdom. You are a man of many plays. Take one out of old John Gruden's book. I know you don't want to take the racism or sexism or homophobia
what's going on?
out of John Gruden's book.
Oh, sorry.
John Gruden hit the...
You just said those things. I was like, whoa, what's...
John Gruden hit the cancel culture trifecta.
Bet.
He went at gay guys, black dudes, and women. And then the Raiders replaced him with a black guy.
A black woman they hired as the president.
Yeah, the black woman is their president. Like the Raiders were like, all right, we got to get away from that.
Yeah.
But John Gruden's favorite play is spider 3 wide banana, which is a fullback wheel route. So come on, give it to my boy Malcolm. Pause. Let him go out there. Let him hit that wheel route. I guarantee it'll be a touchdown.
He's gonna get one. I don't know if it's gonna be this year or next year. well, it's going to have to be this year because I don't know if AG is going to be here next year. It's coming, and he's also a different style fullback. But I have this question actually for you, and me and Lucas agreed on it. But actually, you're going to agree on it too. Is he better than Kabinda?
Yeah.
Because I think when people forget about too, Kabinda is also a linebacker. Well, he's got bad drops, he's for damn sure. But he's also linebacker turned fullback.
Mm-hmm. They were running routes with Kabinda. Run some with Malcolm.
Absolutely, it's coming, bro. It's just I don't know if there's something they practice in the offseason, so maybe he's like it's a complicated scheme, so maybe he's like
easing into it.
Exactly.
There's been a couple games now.
Just easing into the gangbang.
Why do you keep saying that?
I don't remember why, but it's gangbang.
Hey yo! I want to see my guy get some routes.
Gangbang.
Why?
I want to see my guy hit some holes.
So get some routes, bro. Ben Johnson also talked about the value of the other guys.
High value men.
The value of the other guys on this offense, like the Khalif Raymonds, like the Josh Reynoldses, and now the Donovan People-Joneses. Like, why? Why?
I did not strike the pole look like that, Chris.
Why do you think that this guy loves these guys so much? Because what do they bring to the team? Like, guys that you can count on them. You can count on Khalif Raymond to be there. You can count on Josh Reynolds to be there. You can count on them to exceed their expectations, even if they aren't getting the ball as much. And that's what Ben Johnson went on to say. He's like, those guys are ready at any opportunity. Because we talked about how this is kind of like the 49ers scheme, where it's not going to be the same guy. You know, people might not get touches here or there. But whenever their number is called upon, Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, Brock Wright last week, those guys are ready to go and ready to make a difference.
That's why I freaking love Ben Johnson. It's just like it doesn't matter who it is, he's going to make it work. Like this year, we're all over the Sam Laporta stuff. It's a great story, and he's playing like phenomenally, especially for a rookie tight end. He's a top 5, top 10 guy. But then you still have the Brock Wrights who Ben Johnson was making work last year. Set a franchise record all time.
Yeah.
Of touchdowns. Like with the Brock Wrights of the world. So, I mean, Malcolm's definitely going to get one of those things. It's going to come as soon as he gets used to this offense. That's another reason why I defend J-Mo from, like, the absolute abuse is because, like, his is going to come too. And matter of fact, we've seen it come. He's had touchdowns now. You know what I'm saying? It's like everyone's going to eat on this offense. Gangbang. We've seen it come.
Everyone eats.
Gangbang. Everyone
You
eats.
think
You know what EI stands for? Which is Anale Mama EI. It's eat it.
Really?
Yeah. Also learned that there was a Nelly and Chingy beef.
I did. I saw that video.
That?
Yeah,
I've seen that too.
Chingy massacred that man
for sure.
I was getting like, oh god.
Do you
his brains hanging out? Like,
do you expect DPJ to do anything this week?
I'm sorry, a deep BJ gangbang?
DBJ gangbang. Do you expect him to do anything?
So, if you check the injury report, I don't know that we sent it to Chris today, but our normal kick returner, he's dealing with some ankle injuries. I think it was Khalif Raymond, punt returner. I apologize. And it's a DBJ, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I forgot the third name that was mentioned as possible replacements. I think at least for sure at the kick returner spot. And I think
Khalil Dorsey probably.
Yeah, Khalil Dorsey. I think a punt returner, probably DPJ, just because he's done it. He's nice at it. He's a high value man at it, gangbang. And offensively, I think I see him fulfilling that DJ Chark role, which DJ Chark used sparingly was explosive.
Yeah.
That's what I told you. I think it might be worth stashing if you're going to drop a kicker.
I picked him up.
Yeah. I would do it.
I need a wide receiver on my bench for sure.
We got to get to a break here. Make sure you guys hit the like button. While speaking to us about
Hamlin Pub. Have you ever wanted a bar where everyone's a regular? We have just the place for you. Head to one of Hamlin Pub's 7 locations and experience where everyone's a regular. Experience your new favorite pub for all things sports. They've got half-off pizza on Tuesdays. They've got beer and food specials for every NFL game and all Michigan sports games. So make sure you guys go check it out. Hamlin Pub, where everyone's a regular.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
At work and at home. We're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
BullseyeEventGroup.com. You guys come on down for free drinks, free food, and a game day party. Make sure you guys head over to BullseyeEventGroup.com for your tickets or for a chance for free ones. DM Lions VIP Woodward Sports IG.
Gangbang.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Gangbang. WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, join my guys from Rex. Young Chris, JB Smooth. Smash that like button. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Share the stream. I see you guys are still going about AG for a little bit there, but we had to get some loving for our guy Malcolm. Coming up soon, we will have Michael Mike join the show, so make sure you smash the like button for him as well. Smeesh. Wow. I lost my first page of prep. Wow. Here it is. Got covered up with gangbang juices. Somebody had a good comment in there I wanted to address in the Woodward Sports chat. Back to the AG stuff. I wanted to address it, but we're just kind of moving on to the Malcolm stuff. How about this, though? We'll keep it on the offensive side of the ball and positive things. Play that video of, first, actually, play the one from Jahmyr Gibbs on the Amon-Ra St. Brown podcast.
All right.
So David ran out, because I was supposed to come out, and David came out. He came and got me, and then he was like, John, you want it? I was thinking, yeah, let me get it. So he was like, bet, and he just ran out, and then he let me get it. So props to big bro, Demo.
Good guy. Yeah. Good guy. Yeah,
great guy.
I know DeAndre Swift's punching air right now. Because that motherfucker Jamal Williams was never doing that shit last year. He was taking all those touchdowns. How many times did we see DeAndre Swift get down at like the 1 or the 5 and Jamal Williams just trots in there, go take a seat, buddy. And he was never giving that shit up. At least Demon's a nice guy.
Yeah, I love that. Bro, that's crazy for him to not crazy. No, it is crazy. It's like, I don't know. I think everybody wants their touchdowns. And then for some reason, too, I remember, because I'm trying to make a trade for David Montgomery. Why I feel like his value could be, you could sell someone on being lower because of those goal line touches by Jahmyr. But then I come to find out that it wasn't it wasn't scheme that Jahmyr runs those plays. It was just D-Mon hopping out and showing some love to the young guy who, honestly, needs all the confidence boost. Yeah, well, he needs the confidence boost at the slow start.
And he deserved it. He got there. He got that all the way down to the 1 yard line. He deserves to punch it in. Shout out to D-Mon. And then D-Mon had one of his own, 75-yard touchdown of his own.
Exactly. I love how much this guy's bought in, too, because do we have the other video of D-Mon talking about the situation?
A blessing, but definitely, like you said, it's a healthy competition, so yeah, it's good.
How does some of the healthy here too? To be able to mix the carries up like that, not have to be a guy that's just getting pounded on 30, 35 times a game. Just how much beneficial do you think that'll be come week 16, 17, 18?
Yeah, it'd be beneficial. I believe that you need two good backs to go to the full distance, and we have that. We really have 3, and Craig too. So. Just being able to be in a position, in a situation where you got a bunch of guys in our room, but ultimately we got a bunch of guys on offense that can make any time plays. So it's a good problem to have.
Listen, when David Montgomery was signed here in Detroit, one of the things that was said about him is that he is a Dan Campbell guy. Mm-hmm. And if you're a Lions fan or you've been watching this team for a long time, not a long time, but the past 3 years, you know a Dan Campbell guy is one that's he's all about the team. He's all about the win at the end of the day, and he's going to bust his ass accomplishing both those goals.
Gangbang.
So when he mentions the three-headed monster, because initially he had three-headed monster. Gangbang. When he mentions that, he means it.
Yeah.
And he's fully open to a committee because he wants to win. He's been in a losing situation in Chicago for his first 4 years in the league. And as a deserving talent, too, who's good enough to go on somewhere else and win and be part of a winning organization. So he's absolutely down for the W in the gangbang. He wants to go all in on the gangbang and run the three-headed committee. He's all about it. But I love that because that is what it takes to win in the National Football League.
Yeah.
You look at the Jared Goff Super Bowl team with the Rams. They got there, but Todd Gurley was out of gas. He injured his knee. Couldn't get nothing done. When you have two good running backs, like David said, and Jameer and him,
makes it easier on both of them.
Makes it so much easier. And I just feel like offensive, like football is the most team sport, more than any other sport. You go to the NBA, you have guys like LeBron James take over games and win rings. Same thing with Steph Curry, Kevin Durant we've seen do it, Michael Jordan, the list goes on and on. The NFL, you could have stars. You have Patrick Mahomes loses games when it comes to playoffs. Well, I guess not that much. He's nice like that. But Tom Brady's lost Super Bowls to Nick Foles. Nick Foles is a backup quarterback because of team play. It's the ultimate team game. So the fact that, one, the veteran leader in that room is just preaching that to this guy in his first year, who is a superstar or has superstar capabilities, you like him to think that way, so he's not selfish or becomes like a little bit of a diva or whatever may come of him being an elite running back, because he has the possibility of doing that. And then two, that's just how you win games, man. And I love that the Detroit Lions are preaching that to these players, and they believe that too. It even goes to the wide receiver room. I've seen quite arguably the best wide receiver in the league in Calvin Johnson here, and it equated to 0 playoff wins. But you see how I see out here winning in modern day football, the wide receiver duo. You got freaking Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. You got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, A.J. Brown and freaking Devontae Smith. Like it's just it's more team play. That's how you win games. And the fact that these guys are as good as they are and also bought into that concept, I fucking love it.
Yeah, because that's how good coordinators and defenses and stuff like that are now. Is they'll take away your first option. If you have the one guy, if you keep going to the one guy, they're going to take that away. So you need to be able to play off of that. And these guys have such a good relationship and such a good, they complement each other so well. David, like I said, it's like lightning and thunder. It's like what we saw in New Orleans with the same coaching staff of the Kamara and Ingram. One guy's the hammer, the other guy is the screwdriver. I don't know what to say in that situation, but he makes things happen on the outside with his quickness, with his shiftiness, while David Montgomery is just boom, right in the mouth, boom, right in the mouth. He helps so much. We saw how much of a difference that made in the red zone from week to week. And I'm just excited both of these guys are going at the same time. And it definitely helps when you have the best offensive line in the NFL, creating these gaping holes, creating these giant spaces for them to run through. It is impressive. And having two backs work in sync together just cuts down the workload on them, each of them, in half. So they can stay healthier, so they can stay fresher, so they can be ready for the playoffs. So we don't have to give David Montgomery 32 carries against the Green Bay Packers, because we know that Jahmyr Gibbs can go in there and he can make similar things happen. He can make plays happen. He can be a guy who can run between the tackles, run outside, catch the ball, do different things. So D-Mont is not getting worn down, and we have them both at full health or as healthy as they can be when we're going into games that actually mean something.
Love it. And I think it means bright things for the future of the Detroit Lions. But I'm sorry. I gotta address Scott Paul. Is carrying on the AG narrative. That
man loves Aaron Glenn.
Crazy, Easy, just crazy. If he did do that, Hutch would be used more appropriately. Hey, Paul, defensive genius, you make yourself out to be here. What ways do you plan on using Hutch that AG's not? Is it on the inside? Because Hutch takes snaps on the inside. Is it in a 2-point stance? Because that was a very public situation that went down there when Hutch started taking a 2-point stance in his rookie year last year. What ways? Is it switching to the other side of the defensive line? Because AG and Hutch have been doing that too. We need answers. And at some point, you just have to also admit the Hutch he ain't there yet. The product's not complete. The bread's not done. It's not ready to come out the oven. Or maybe it was a sour batch. Still, edible. Aiden Hutchinson's still a good player. But I think, I don't remember who commented it. It was during yesterday's stream, but they said that Aiden has he has the want, the will, the athleticism to make the initial rush, but he doesn't have the twitch and what word am I looking for? Just natural ability, just hawk the quarterback and just land the sack. And I when he said that, as much as I hated to agree with it, I do agree, because what do we see out of Hutch consistently? Pressures, right? But over pursuing the quarterback and not laying the sack from there. Even times where he's wide open from a blocker, over pursuing guys is missing it. I think it's fair to say he might not have the bend of like one of those natural like edge rushers who can just make those like. I mean, James Houston's one. Guy was taken in the 5th round, but he has a hell of a bend, and obviously it's helping him get to the quarterback. I think Hutch has everything else there, and that's why I say he's a better football player than Kayvon Thibodeau. But I can see Kayvon being a better edge rusher than today because he has that he has that ability, the bend, the wherewithal. Like it's just, I think we have to come to grips with that maybe at some point with Aiden Hutchinson, but also the chapter's not closed. The book's not closed.
I think Hutch is going to be a great player in this league. I think he's going to be an elite pass rusher in this league. He's going through a rough patch, man. It's tough. It's tough. He's doing all the right things except for finishing, and so we need to get him. Like, this is a get right game for Hutch. I think he has a sack and a half in this game. I think he gets to Justin Fields and he gets him on the ground, because although Justin Fields can move around, he gets sacked a lot. And he is a big guy, so it's not somebody that's going to, like, duck under Hutch. I mean, like, Justin Fields is a big dude, so Hutch will be able to get his hands on him. I think he'll put him on the ground.
Paul Thomas, so this is a rebuttal. I'm just now hearing it too. I'm not sure you have seen how other defensive coordinators operate. That's all. They scheme. They make adjustments. Brother, this is not what I asked you. I asked you to tell me how you want to see Aiden Hutchinson utilized other than the ways we haven't seen him. Do you want him at safety?
He is getting held pretty bad.
Do you want him drop back into coverage at that cornerback, maybe like a nickel spot? Because, I mean, JB, have we seen Hutch on the inside? Have we seen him rush from the inside?
Yes.
Have we this season? Because I feel like he's all just been in one spot, whereas last season you kind of moved him around a lot more on the defense. That's where you got the majority of those sacks. So, I mean, if AG's willing to do that, then I can see that, but I don't know. I feel like he's just kind of comfortable where he's at in his position, in his role. So,
no, we've seen him everywhere. You've seen him on the opposite side of the line. You see him in the middle of the line. I mean, last year he was ridiculed for it, and I don't like it either. But he does get interceptions. We see him drop back into coverage. Maybe that's what Paul Thomas wants. Maybe he wants to see Aiden Hutchinson at cornerback, and maybe he thinks the defense will be more effective then. At some point, you guys have to just be realistic that this shit is not fucking Madden. And the quarterbacks that are killing this team, that again, you can't name me a top 10 player. I think maybe Kirby's getting close. I mean, do we have any player on the defense that's top 10 at their position?
Yes.
Who?
Anzalone.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Alex Anzalone's not top 10.
Alex Anzalone this year is a top 10 linebacker.
I don't think that Alex Anzalone. I mean, he's playing really well. I wouldn't say he's a top 10 linebacker.
I would.
I mean, maybe you could make an argument for this year.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about is this year. I'm not talking about all the time. I'm talking about this year on the field. Anzalone has been a top 10 linebacker.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, though, I mean, that's a hat off to AG in that scenario, too.
Yeah, for sure.
But we do have Mike Kimber from ESPN Radio join the show. Can't wait to talk to him. Maybe we'll get his thoughts on AG. I have a feeling he may not be as happy as you guys are, too. But first, I got to tell you about, actually, JB's got to tell you about Favorite Pack Company, right?
No, that's you.
Isn't that what I got yelled at for yesterday?
Yeah, but me and JB had a talk before the show. We're just like, well, you know, Easy's done it like 3 times in a row, so we'll just let it stay easy.
But one day. Well, for over 60 years, Fairway Pack Company's been providing Michigan's finest hotels, restaurants, and casinos with prime Wagyu beef, dry-aged beef, and all that above. Make sure you guys stop at Grosse Pointe Woods store for grab-and-go steaks or visit them at fairwaypacking.com.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. How would you like to win not not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice. One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Now, how would you like to win a $100,000 Vegas getaway? Take your closest friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps.
Would I?
You can with Cintron Energy. It's the Cintron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter for your chance to win. You can do that at drinkcintron.com/Vegas and buy Cintron at your local Meijer store. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with great taste for the people who desire to look good, feel good, and be the best versions of themselves. Go to drinkcintron.com/Vegas.
Chris, I was gonna say that Steph Curry jersey is dope, but you kind of give me like Fortnite kid vibes wearing it. And
Fortnite kid vibes.
JB, that jersey's hard as fuck. The Joe Burrow LSU boy, the Nike Joe Burrow LSU jersey, that bitch is sick.
Well, welcome to the gangbang. I'm Eazy, spin more racks, young Chris, JB
I see
Smooth.
what you mean, bro. Steph Curry's like, it's my only non-Piston jersey I have currently that like actually fits me. Like I had some LeBron jersey from back in the day, but it's the only one. But I feel you. Not that you said that. It's like it's like damn, this is the one jersey that like everybody owns.
Yeah, like every kid under the age of like 18 has a Steph Curry jersey.
Yeah. I wanted actually to wear it because I wanted to wear a Draymond Green, but I don't have a Draymond Green, so that's why I wore it.
That's fair.
Shout out Draymond
Free
Green.
my boy.
Free my boy. He ain't do nothing wrong.
Facts.
Nothing.
Fred Warner, Roquan Smith,
Demario Davis.
Who's the guy in Tampa?
Devin White.
Matt Milano. Not Devin. Levante David.
Alex Anzalone.
No.
Look up his stats, bro.
Bobby Wagner.
Look up his stats.
CJ Mosley. Dre Greenlaw.
Anzalone has better stats than Dre
Nick
Greenlaw.
Bolton. I mean, look it up. I'm being curious to see. But we do have a guest waiting. Somebody else is going to join the gangbang along with us, and that's Mike Kimber from ESPN Radio. Shut up.
He's not.
Oh.
Rip.
Oh. Oh, he texted me saying he's in. Well, how about did you pull up the stats or whatever?
I got him right here.
By the way, too, like I've been saying this since. Oh, is it?
No, I'm just saying like that was funny because.
Oh yeah.
I'm asking if it's blue. I don't go like mainly off tackles when it comes to like linebackers. It's more like an eyeball thing.
Would you go off like him being the best pass coverage linebacker in the NFL?
I mean, you go PFF, but sure if you want.
I mean that doesn't matter. What else would you go off of to make like 3 sacks?
I do like the sacks.
Let's see.
I think he's great for us. I just don't know that he's top 10. I mean, similar like the retired argument for Jared Goff is like, yeah, he's really good in the system right now, but I don't know if he's a top 10 guy.
3 sacks, 5 tackles for loss, 5 passes defend.
Do you have this like matched up alongside other like linebackers or just
no? I'm just looking at his stats.
Do you want to like rank it in like, you know what I'm saying, and see where he falls there? I mean, he's having a good year. I just don't. Even if that still helps the case, it's okay. There's one guy that we're even considering top 10 right now at the position. We look at top 10 defenses right now in the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns, who also just had 30 points scored on each of those teams, by the way. But the Browns, that's the Deshaun Watson and no Nick Chubb scored 30 points on the Ravens, and vice versa. You can name top 10 players. When it comes to the Detroit Lions team, that is top 10. The only argument we're coming up with right now is Alex Anzalone. And no, Aiden hasn't performed to that of a top 10 player. I think he can be that. The hope is that he is that at some point down the road. I just don't think it is. And then again.
So this was going into week 7. NFL.com had him ranked 9th. Off-ball linebacker.
Nice. Behind, or who's 10th?
10th is Bobby O'Creery.
I feel like you made that up.
Talking about Bobby Creek?
Bobby Orakiki.
I'll say this. I retire that. I just hate looking at chat and see it. It was like the golf gobblingness that was happening with the MVP and all that shit. the AG stuff does get to me. I'm not gonna lie, because it's just stupid. It's like literally dumb. You don't watch the game clearly to see that like
Cam Sutton's up
guys
there.
are getting
I don't
beat.
know if he's top 10.
All people saying in the chat, Cam Sutton.
Yeah.
But I forgot what I was saying because you interrupted me. Thanks, you rude asshole.
You're just bitching about the chat.
Well, you should wait to read a fucking comment while I'm talking, dick. Do we have Mike yet?
Nope.
Fucking hell, man. We're just gonna have him call in. Do you guys want to go to break real quick and we just try to work this thing out with Mike? You want to do that?
I mean, I think we should do a topic. If he's not going to be here, he's not going to be here.
What do you want to work on getting him and then we come back and do a topic? I mean, I can't multitask. Oh, talk. You go ahead talk and I'll work with Mike.
All right. Well, yeah. Do we have the power rankings from yesterday?
I can grab those. Give me 2 seconds.
Because, yeah, we did do a power ranking, and we're going to talk about that. But while we're trying to get Mike on mic.
Can you get a new link, too?
The Lions' defense has made players better. Like, Aaron Glenn has made some players better so far in the Lions defense. I think Alex Anzalone is a big part of that. You know, when you look at his first year in the Lions uniform, he led the league in missed tackles. It was tough. His last year, he played very good. He was a very solid linebacker. And this year, he's just playing absolutely out of his mind. He's one of the best coverage linebackers in the league. He's out there making plays, doing things happen. He's third on the team in sacks. And it's awesome to see him flourish in this defense like this when he was kind of, you know, cast aside. I think everybody at the beginning of the year was like, oh, they drafted Jack Campbell to be his replacement. And maybe that lit a fire under him to go out there and have the amazing performance that he has so far this season. It's been great to watch. It's been great to watch him grow as a player. But we do our NFL rankings, our power rankings for the season, and we were going to do it yesterday, but obviously there was a lot of breaking news, so we didn't get to it. So here's my NFL power rankings so far for this week. At number 10.
Did not know that the overlay got
At
changed. Sorry.
number 10, I have the Bengals. I think, you know, even though they took a loss last week, I think they're going to get right tonight. I do. They're playing for their lives tonight. I think they'll go out there, they got a lot of potential on that team. At number 9, I got the Browns. It is insane what they'd be doing. If they had a quarterback who had a pulse, like Deshaun Watson sucks, and I can't even remember the other guy's name, the XFL guy. His name's slipping me right now, but if they had a quarterback with a pulse, they would probably be the Super Bowl favorite because of how good their defense is. And I love Amari Cooper. I got a soft spot for him. Number 8, I got the Seahawks. I think they'll still go out there, make things happen, make some plays. They got a great offense. The defense is getting better, and they have a Super Bowl winning coach in Pete Carroll. At number 7, I got the Dallas Cowboys. I know they went out there and they beat up on a terrible Giants team, so that's why I don't have them. I saw people have them in their top 5. I can't really do that just yet. I want to see them play some better teams than the Giants and some of the other guys they've been playing so far this year. At number 6, I got the Dolphins. They're still up in the air. We don't know, can they beat good teams? Can they beat bad teams? Because the Bills look like a bad team. But I got to give respect to that offense. They're getting A-Chain back. I think in week 11 he's supposed to come back. He's definitely going to help them. Jalen Ramsey's kind of easing into things. And the Dolphins, I still have them as a problem. At number 5, I got the Detroit Lions. They're going to go out there and, you know, they've got the second best record in the NFC. They make plays. They beat teams. They just beat a good Chargers team that was kind of fighting for their playoff life, and they won the shootout on the road, so that impressed me a lot. At number 4, I got the San Francisco 49ers, man. San Francisco 49ers, they looked good. They looked really good. Brock Purdy looked like he shook off the rust. That bye week definitely helped them. Obviously, getting Chase Young, that defensive line, is even scarier than ever. They're going to make things happen, and it's impressive to see what they've been doing with all of the pieces that they have on offense and defense. And number 3, I got the Baltimore Ravens. Had to knock them down a little bit, but I still think they have one of the most complete teams in football. They have one of, if not the best defense in football, a fantastic head coach in John Harbaugh, and Lamar Jackson, who's having a great season so far. Number 2, I got the Kansas City Chiefs. What can I say about them? They're being the Chiefs. They are Patrick Mahomes. They're going out there. They're going to run it back. They're probably going to win the division. They're going to end up in the AFC Championship game. They're a fun team to watch, and their defense is doing it this year. Their defense is leading them this year, and it's awesome to watch how much they've grown on that side of the ball. The guys like Trent McDuffie, the guys like Nick Bolton, George Karlaftis. It's fun to watch them play defense. They have a great defense this year. And then at number 1, I got the Eagles. I think the Eagles are the best team in football. They have probably the best roster head to toe in football. Offense loaded with playmakers. They have the second best offensive line in football, second best behind the Detroit Lions. They probably have the second best defensive line in football behind the San Francisco 49ers. Their secondary is back. It's healthy. It's making plays. That Jalen Hurts to A.J. Brown connection is almost unstoppable. So I got the Eagles at number 1.
Number 1.
Yeah.
In your hearts, Mike Kimber, ladies and gentlemen. We got him on the phone lines. Shout out to VMix.
Why don't we go to break now? And then
crazy.
We'll
Now this guy wants to go to break.
Well, we have 3 minutes until
let's
the
go
end
to break,
of the segment.
and we get back. We'll have Mike Kimber on. Tell us about Lady Jane's.
Lady Jane's. Come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and register to win a trip of your dreams and all expenses paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament. That's right, no expenses spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Feldman Auto, #1 Chevy dealer in the state of Michigan. Make sure you visit feldmanauto.com and catch Woodward Sports there every other Monday live. Feldman Auto, Chevrolet of Novi. Now, as promised, the moment we've all been waiting for, Mike Kimber of ESPN Radio. I apologize. What up, though, Mike?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How you guys doing?
Pretty good. How you feeling, Mike? It's been a while.
I am feeling pretty good at 7-2. I must say that makes your mood very well, and with the next 2 games coming up, look, 9-2 is very possible. So, yes, feeling great.
I am too. I think these next 2 games, like you said, they're very winnable, very, very solid matchups for the Lions to go out there and get to 9-2. And the first question I want to ask you is about the newbie, the new guy on the block in Detroit, Bruce Irvin. They brought him in here. He's obviously a 36-year-old pass rusher. So I personally don't know how much he is going to bring to the table or how much production he's going to have, at least on the field for this team. But what are your thoughts on Bruce Irvin and what he can bring to this Lions team?
Look, we needed someone else to get to the passer. We're having a lot of issues at the defensive line. Charles Harris, he's not getting it done. Romeo, Julian, John Kaminsky. So why not give a shot to somebody that has done it at a high level? And it's not just him doing it in the regular season. He was with a team that went all the way to the Super Bowl, and he's been it when the crunch time is required. In the playoffs, there's no messing around. You have to have players that can take their game up a notch. And I think he could help out a little bit. Not sure about the production, but at least get these players to compete at a higher level.
Mike, we speaking of the defense, obviously I think they need a body there. And I know AG, I'm not going to say he's the best defensive coordinator in the league. I definitely don't think people should be calling for his job. I think it's absolutely ludicrous. Obviously, you're in the industry. You work alongside former All-Pro Herman Moore. I've had the opportunities of growing relationships with guys like Glover Quinn, Darius Slay. When I'm at loss for words, or I'm not fully convinced of myself what's going on. I reach out to those guys, and they tell me, these guys are getting beat. There are adjustments being made, but at some point, guys have to win these one-on-one matchups, especially when playing great quarterbacks like that. What has been your make from AG's, I guess, performance on the year?
Yeah, I think it's split here because in favor of AG is correct. There's players that's not winning their one-on-one matchups, specifically the defensive line, and it's carrying through the linebacking core and all the way to the secondary. The lack of communication that's taking in the back end is hurting, and that's what happens when you don't have a C.J. Gardner-Johnson who you relied upon. With that said, there has been mistakes that AG has made. Calling for his head right now to be fired at 7-2 would not be a smart move. That's something they can talk about at the end of the year. They need to get straightened. They need to get pass rush. And I think if the Lions get pass rush and better communication with C.J. Gardner-Johnson come back, you'll see the defense improve. There is some good stats part this defense. Rushing yards per game, they're the third best in the NFL, only allowing 79.1, and yards allowed per game, 310.7. That's ninth. There's some good stats. They got to get it better. They got to improve. We'll see as the season goes along, but I think it's a mixture of both players not doing their job and some issues with communication.
Yeah, I think I forgot that Dan Campbell did mention that during the last game, the communication of the no huddle. And again, those are things that teams do to catch defenses off kilter. And I don't know, man. I guess I'm worked up because I'm sitting here and I had to read the comments in the live chat, and they just come off as ignorant. But it's my fault for feeding into it. I am defending Glenn, and I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of people are just going to the extreme with it, especially when you consider the fact it's Lamar Jackson and freaking Justin Herbert. At some point, like, you have to, like, I don't understand how that part's just blanking in these people's brains.
Yeah, I think they see the improvements in this team through offense the past 3 years. You're seeing a progression of this offense do so well, and the defense, you're waiting at some point, when is it going to get up to the offense? Now, look, more resources has been put towards the offense, right? We've made trades. You're drafting high players like Penei Sewell. You got players like Amon-Ra St. Brown. And when you look at the defense, it's just not there yet. Yes, you have drafted Aiden Hutchinson, but there's some issues right there. You're seeing players like Jack Campbell, who you drafted, is not becoming an instant game wrecker at this point. It takes a little bit of time. So, look, fans are irritated, but at the same time, we're 7-2, folks. You can't. Everything cannot be perfect. It's not like you're going to have the number one offense, number two defense, and the number one special teams, and just go all the way to the Super Bowl with all pro players.
Yeah, I think they're definitely going to have to, step it up a little bit, especially when it comes to getting to the quarterback and getting the quarterback on the ground. Aiden Hutchinson, sitting at 4.5 sacks. He's been sitting there for about a month now, over a month now. Like, what do you see going on there with the defensive line and trying to get? They've gotten pressures, and I'm kind of sick about hearing about the pressures. I want to see some sacks, but what do you make of the lack of sacks out of that defensive line unit, especially Aiden Hutchinson?
Yeah, it's irritating. I think we all can see it. Right before the trade deadline, a lot of us were talking we should get a Montez Sweat or a Chase Young, somebody opposite that will help free up Aiden Hutchinson, but they didn't do it. Nobody opposite of him is doing anything. Thus, teams adjust really quickly. Also, an extra guy, I'll chip Aiden Hutchinson, and it just makes his job 100 times harder. And he's not doing what Nick Bosa is doing, right? He's not one of those guys. And so you're seeing the lack of production resulting in, yes, we get pressures, but we're not getting home. We're not getting sacks. Also, it's the quarterbacks you're going against, right? Justin Herbert's a little bit mobile quarterback. You have Lamar Jackson mobile. Jimmy Garoppolo, where you get sacks when the guy's a statue. And so we got to make adjustments on this defensive line. These guys got to win their one-on-ones, or, in the offseason, they're going to have to upgrade that position.
I have this question, too, Mike, since, ESPN radio guy now. Do you get those fancy MVP votes, or are you cashing one in for Jared Goff this year?
Ooh, MVP. Look, I think Jared Goff has a case for it, but I'm not going to lie. If I was to do an MVP right now, C.J. Stroud, what he's doing over there for the Houston Texans as a rookie quarterback, making this team consistently win, going into Cincinnati winning, and they have a potential to win the division. I think what he's doing right now, I would have him as my MVP. Lamar Jackson up there at some point, but Jared Goff, yeah, he could be in the conversation for sure.
Yeah, I got a bet right on this one too with one of the guys in the Woodward Sports chat, and $360 coming my way coming into the season. Mike, what do you make of DPJ? Speaking of MVP Jared Goff, how do you think he's going to be utilized in this offense?
You know what I like about Donovan Peoples-Jones? The fact he's a different receiver from what we have. 6'2", he's a little bigger, thicker, and physical. I think he can do well in the red zone. A couple of years ago, we got Anquan Bolden. That's what he reminds me of. He's not going to be the number one guy, but he could be someone that we can rely on to get some big downs and touchdowns. I like it. It's a 6th-round pick in 2025, and having somebody that can play the X like that, I think, is a net positive to the Lions' offense, and just makes an offense right now that's 1 or 2 in the NFL just even stronger for defenses to rip their hair out of.
And what do you make of this? I don't want to say battle, but like who is going to be the number 2 receiver on this team when the season is at the end, or when you're rolling into the playoffs with all these guys they have out there? We thought it was Josh Reynolds for a while because of the combination the chemistry that Jared Goff has with him. Now they're kind of going away from it. Outside of Laporta, I'm not talking pass catchers. I mean straight receivers. Like, do you think Donovan Peoples-Jones can fill that role?
Ooh, that's quite difficult. Remember, it took a little bit of time for Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jared Goff to get on the same page as rookie year. It took some time to get, last year, getting the wide receiver who went over there to the Carolina Panthers getting on the same page, who we absolutely love. And it's taken a little bit of time right now. So I think for the number 2, it's going to be a mix between Josh Reynolds and Khalif Raymond at this point. As much as I would love to see Jamison Williams get there, he's not there yet. Donovan Peoples-Jones is too new. So I'm going to go stick with one of those guys to be the number 2, but let's be honest here. Jared Goff spreads the football around to everybody on offense, so just because you're proclaimed as number 2, does it really mean that he's going to get the number 2 amount of snaps and yards for receiver position? Probably not.
Mike, what do you think about Ben Johnson, man? It's coming down to it. I know we're talking about like Tanner Strain. How confident are you in JG and the rest of the team continue to do well and perform at top 10 level without their offensive coordinator if he does get the head coaching job?
Oh, I love Ben Johnson. I think he is a wizard. I think he just knows, he has the feel for the game, has the feel how to operate with all the players. Now, if he was to go to another team and we lose him, I have absolutely no doubt right now that they're grooming other individuals to be an offensive coordinator. You still got the pieces, right? You still got a top offensive line. You still got weapons galore in the running game as well as the wide receiver position. Quarterback right there, Jared Goff is taking command. I think the offense, would it take a step back? Possibly, but will it still be really, really good? Absolutely it would. Just because you lose one coordinator doesn't result in this offense taking a gigantic collapse. You got to have players as well who can get the job done, and that's what they have right now in offense. It's going to be like that for a long time. You'll get St. Brown. You know he's going to be here. This offensive line's going to continue to get better because you got a great offensive mind regarding coaching the offensive line. You got good running backs. This offense is still going to be good even if he's not here.
And before we let you go, I just wanted to ask, what do you think about the defensive line rotation that they've been doing, but the interior defensive line? Like, you look at it, Ali McNeil's having a great year. He's going to be there for a while. They seem to be favoriting Benito Jones a lot, and they're using him a lot. And then when you look at Isaiah Buggs and Broderick Martin and Levi Ozarike, well, Levi barely plays, and I feel like Isaiah Buggs and Broderick Martin are like swapping out games where one is inactive and the other one's playing. How do you think that's going to work out when it gets down into it, when we get into the playoffs, where I think they need more cohesive unit or guys that are there together rather than just swapping them out every week?
Yeah, look, I get it, them swapping players out throughout the game, right? You need to give people a break, but like you were saying, every other week it's a different rotation. Broderick Martin's in, Levi's out. Buggs is out, and someone else is in. At some point, you got to have somewhat of a cohesion. It's just like the offensive line. And the problem is that no one really outside of Lee McNeil is making that big stride to be another guy you want to place on the field at all times. And so that's the problem there. I think Isaiah Buggs is probably the closest, right? Benito Jones is in there. But when you're going against other teams and really good offensive lines like the Philadelphia Eagles, like the Dallas Cowboys, you need to have a little bit more from the interior. I love what they're doing stopping the run, but we do need to get pressure up the middle. And like you said, somebody else has got to stick out. Somebody else has got to be another Lee McNeil out there.
Man. I can't wait till this next year's draft, just because I mean, I know they're ahead of schedule, and that's why I was so eager to like grab another piece so we could just go all the way. And again, as a guy who I understand his defense, I've never called Aaron Glenn a messiah. I've never like said he was the best defensive coordinator or claimed this is the best defense, but I wanted another defensive piece for that very reason. It doesn't feel like they're that playoff caliber defense when it comes against those elite quarterbacks. So I can't wait till next year's draft to see what Brad Holmes ends up cooking up with, because he didn't go and grab that Chase Young or Montez Sweat or any of those guys. What position would you take first, though, Mike, before we let you get going?
Absolutely. Right now I'm looking at take edge. The Detroit Lions need another young edge rusher that could actually make a difference, whether that would be in the NFL draft or in free agency. If they want to get a Daniel Hunter, they must address the edge position opposite of Aiden Hutchinson, or else Aiden's going to look bad, this defensive line is going to continue to suck, and teams are going to be able to throw on us at will. If you want to be a Super Bowl contender, we need help on that defensive line. Go fix it in the offseason, and hey, maybe next time we're 8-1 or 9-0 at this point.
Man, it'd be crazy. I'm looking forward to that one too. Mike, you want to shout out your show and where people can catch you and your content?
Yeah, you can catch me on Lions Nation Night. Go right over there. Also, if you are listening to the huge show that's on ESPN or your local affiliate radio, check that out on there. I get on there, talk Detroit Lions, do my predictions with Huge. It's an awesome time.
Mike, man, I appreciate you. It's been a long time. I'm sorry I came into this exchange heated from the all the hate on AG, but I appreciate your time, brother.
Appreciate you, Mike.
That's right. Go Lions, fellas.
Go Lions. Let me tell you about Big Boy. Fuck the Bears. Wintertime in Detroit is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the veal parmesan or the new Southern Comfort chicken bowl. What about breakfast? The stuffed potato pancakes are back. The classic lumberjack or Santa Fe garden. Also, the hot apple pie hotcakes are too good to miss. Top it all off with a gingerbread shake for dessert. Stop at your local Big Boy today.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Come hang with the Woodward Sports Crew all throughout football season on Saturdays and Sundays. Join our college football and Detroit Lions live watch parties.
Inside the 5, caught, end zone, touchdown, Detroit Lions!
With money on the line. Featuring different special guests and surprises. Start times will vary depending on the game. Only on our Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Guys, AG's got it. He needs the coverage. Swiss Insurance. Get it yourself. Sign up. They got the best coverage in the business. Guy, my guy Mark at SwissINS.com, or give him a call at 248-841-77. That's Swiss Insurance.
Check it out.
Rip, rip. Boom. Journal.
Arrivederci.
Hey, welcome back to Red Waste Live on Sports.com. Today's show flew by. It's crazy. I thought I made peace and I wasn't going to have like a lot of hostility, because I sent out the Jared Goff tweet.
Now something else.
And now here I am, worked up over the AG stuff.
I think you got work on you, big dog.
I got work on me for sure. I mean, I'm over it now. I can't cure the blind. I'm not Mr. Beast.
It's fair.
Even Mr. Beast got, ridiculed for curing the blind.
That's true.
Chris had a fire-ass Pistons topic that I actually want to give its fair credit and give it like a whole segment for tomorrow, because it's one that I literally... We had free tickets to the game, and we had to wait to say what up to our guy Colin. By the way, shout out Colin for the tickets.
Yeah, shout out Colin.
But I wanted to leave that. I was done. I just knew they weren't going to come back in the game. Not the way it's being officiated, and obviously they're not a great team either. But it was disgusting. It was fucking gross, Chris.
Yeah. Detroit Supremacy said the Bears had one good game against the Commanders, and you're pissing your pants, scared to death.
No, I had like 2 good games. Hell, it might have even been 3, but I know 2 for sure. Commanders and Broncos back to back. And bro,
No, they
DJ
looked
Moore,
good before
DJ
he got
Moore's
hurt.
Good, bro.
Justin Fields looked pretty good before he got hurt, for sure. But I ain't worried about no damn Bears. Lions are going to go out there, going to smack the Bears. Smack them. Smack them around.
Oh, by the way, tomorrow, guys, before you guys head out of here, 10-20 men will be joining the show. The official Detroit Lions beat reporter for the team reporter, will be joining the show.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge grab for us. Make sure you guys are there to support. We're going to have him on talking Detroit Lions. Obviously, now we got to talk to him about AG. But, Chris, did you want to tease that Pistons segment at all, or you want to let that one simmer a little bit for tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll give it a little tease because what we've been talking about
Well,
consistently.
that'll do it for
What we've been talking about consistently is, the officiating with the Pistons. We've been talking about Cade not getting calls. We've been talking about the Pistons just losing a lot of games and this losing streak, and then being in close games. A lot of close games already early in the season, but every time coming up short. And I did some digging and I found some numbers, and I actually heard this through Zach Lowe's podcast, so shout out Zach Lowe, but he found a stat pointing the free throw differential between the Pistons and their opponents is at an all-time high, and not the highest in NBA history, but one of the highest right now in the NBA, and the highest over multiple seasons in differentials. The opponents are shooting a lot more free throws than the Pistons, so that's this topic I want to break down tomorrow and kind of get to and kind of explain it. I think it puts into context a lot of these close games that the Pistons are coming up short in.
Yeah, I watch it, man. I'm quite literally just disgusted, and the Pistons are actually exciting to watch this year. But to see how and again, I don't even like doing this because you sound like the pissy moany fan that just doesn't know shit about shit. But it is very lopsided. I mean, am I tripping over here?
What?
With just the lopsided calls of these Pistons games?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. They're not calling shit. It's tough to watch.
And Chris has got it by the numbers too, highest in the league.
By the numbers.
Highest differential in the league. By the way, again, I just want to remind you guys one more time that 10-20 men, official team reporter for the Detroit Lions, will be joining the show tomorrow. I can't wait to get him on, talk to him about AG. And 313 Kurt, 313. My guy Paul Thomas. I love you guys. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. I would love to shun the Bears. No one. I mean, you just like the Bears too, but I don't know if no one at this network would love to shun the Bears more than me. But also, I call it like it is, bro. That offense is going to put up a fight for the Chicago Bears.
I don't think it's going to be too much of a fight.
I think it's going to be a bit of a fight. I think defensive, their defense is no. I mean, I get they're a top 10 run defense. And
Tremaine Edmonds out again today.
Trey Edmonds out again.
Yeah.
Alex is only ranked one spot higher.
Mm-hmm.
But I get that defense has by the numbers, you would be more fearful of the defense in this matchup versus the offense. But the fucking context, scrubs. Fucking absolute scrubs they did that against. And by the way, the top 10 defense we played had against the Chargers, run defense I should say, fucking ran all over that one. Waxed that thing. What are you more nervous about, offense or defense? Or not? I don't want to say nervous about because I don't want to use that word like you do and just abuse me with it.
Yeah, I ain't nervous about nothing.
What do you think? Which side of the ball puts up more of a fight?
The offense for sure.
Yeah, Chris.
So I actually just doing some quick digging. That I'll get into this more and I'll explain it more tomorrow. But this difference would lead to six different games having a close outcome. They were decided by less than the differential in free throws for the Pistons.
That's fair.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
In an early season where you're already talking with how many losses they at right now? 11.
I think 11.
11.
Yeah,
11, and 6 of those could have been swayed differently.
It's fair.
Can you make money tonight? Oh, any bets for the game tonight?
No.
JB?
Just Mark Andrews over 58.5 yards.
We got some parlays because very rich friend of ours, very good friend and rich friend of ours, says if we give him a winning bet in form of a parlay,
He'll give us 10%.
You'll cash us
He said
out.
he wants big ones too, like plus 5,000.
Yeah, it's just nerve wracking because that's tough.
I'm gonna cook up a winner. But that'll do it for us today. Appreciate y'all tapping into the Woodward Heavyweights. Like we said, Tim 20man on tomorrow, so make sure you guys tap in with us. For Eazy, for Chris, for JB, I am Spencer. We are the Heavyweights. Like and share the stream. Give us a 5-star review on all platforms, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.